The time has come to upgrade my trusty Mark IV prototype charger here. This guy has been working for about 1.5 years, pretty much flawlessly. But as I've shared in my past few videos on our EV charger for people who park on the street like me, we're changing up the form factor here a little bit. So the original form factor, the charger was in the post itself. Now we've kind of broken the socket or the post apart from the charger electronics. And so the charger electronics are going in the house, and just this little socket here is going into the post. There's a bunch of other things going into this socket too. The form factor of the plug has changed. More on that in a bit, another video. Also, we have a lock on this guy for the first time. And as you can see, it just recently snowed. So I wanted to get this out earlier in the weekend before it snowed. That didn't happen because lots of issues with these guys over the weekend. And so here I am late at night, the end of the weekend, trying to get this thing in the post. What the snow and the cold and all that is good for is testing things out. So it is going to get really cold here the next few days. I really want to test the lock in this guy and just make sure nothing freezes up and everything keeps working properly. So wintertime and all this cold, it's a great time to really dig into things and make sure stuff's working. Pretty much a really rugged test. There goes the snowplow. And the second snowplow. So anyways, I'm going to open up this post and we're going to go ahead and get this thing wired in. Hopefully it doesn't take too long because I want to get to bed before too late, and it's going to get really cold tomorrow. Before I tore the post apart, I decided to take a little break out of the cold inside and basically just get the electric box for the electronics installed. I did this in my basement under the porch. I have like a nice little area there. It is all concrete, so I had to use my hammer drill to get in there and drill everything out. But it was a pretty simple matter just to reroute some of the conduit that I'd been running from my electric panel to the charger outside of the house, and then run that into my new electronics box for the charger. Chop into this line. I've already pulled the wires back, so I don't have to worry about chopping the wires up. There we go. So these guys I had pulled back. Now I'll just pull them through from that last access point. So I'm gonna clean up the wires here, get them buttoned up in here before we go back outside. And outside, we're actually running through a junction switch to kill power out there if we need to. It might not be necessary here because you're relaying in the house, but we still have that out there, so I'm gonna hook that up properly. But first of all, we need to slice these wires, which are coming from the electric panel, and get these guys landed on the board. There we go. Now, I'm running 8 gauge here because we're running up to 32 amps. That means this is good for a 40 amp circuit. If you are running on a 50 amp circuit, you would go with a 6 gauge minimum. But yeah, 8 gauge is the minimum here for what we're doing. We can run a 10 gauge ground on this go. These are torqued to 19 inch-pounds. That is the spec of the wire terminal. It's pretty light torque, but that's what these guys call for. Now, most folks will say wiggle these wires around a little bit, then we'll come back in and retorque. So now we connect in the wires on the outlet side. Like the inlet, these guys get torqued to 19 inch-pounds. We have this Coul multi-conductor cable that's rated to 600 volts, just like the other cables going out to the charger. And this is for the low voltage current. So yeah, furls aren't really necessary, but we like using them, in particular here, because this will end up having a lot of connections and disconnections over time as we test out different chargers. So I want to use some furls here. Just helps keep these wires from spreading out and getting terrible. This little Wago connector is where these guys will terminate. The middle is the blue, the red is the left, and the black goes on the right. And that's everything buttoned up in here. I just need to cover this guy up and we should be good to go on this side of the unit. Now we gotta get it back out there, finish pulling the wires, finish installing the socket, see if this guy actually works. I don't think this should be too difficult. I just have to pull the charger out of the post and then bring the wires with it. and pull everything through. But as things go, these things tend to be a little bit more complicated than they at first seem.
A few moments later.
That didn't go well. This thing busted off almost immediately. So I just gotta pull her out. It was super late, super dark, super cold. I was trying to pull the wire from the panel here on the side of the house out to the post, and I kept ripping the wire off because when I put this conduit in here, I didn't put it in quite large enough for what I'm trying to pull through there now. It's safe, it's tough to get it in there. And it was late at night. I ripped the wire off for one last time, and I decided I was just giving up. And then I was stuck for several days because it was just too cold to pull wires. Once you get below a certain temperature, it's not even really safe to pull the wire because your wires can crack and stuff like that as you're pulling them. So I ended up having to wait almost a whole week till it warmed up enough that now I can get out here and hopefully pull this wire in today and it'll work. So let's take this thing apart again and get in here. I just buttoned everything up for the week. That way it wasn't exposed. Easy enough to take apart. As always, there's just a single bolt in here. The new socket is this way too. It's just a single bolt with a security Torx screw that you pull that guy out and it'll pop the box out. Got to fish the wire tape through first. I was trying the other way, but this way seems to be working a little better.
I threw some lube on the wire because I was having so much trouble the previous time, and honestly everything was going great. It was pulling so much better until I realized something.
I really just do that. So this is beyond stupid. See this wire here? This is my 3-conductor wire. Look where that goes. Behind the pole, up over the railing, and down in. Which means I just went around this pole. I need to totally redo this, which really, really stinks. Hey, it's coming through something. Hey, we got it. All that took was a little bit of lube and making sure everything was tied on properly. Made a huge difference. It's a little warmer too. I think they say about 14 Fahrenheit is the minimum you should be pulling. I was close to that the other night. So we run line 2 over to this side, tighten that guy up. It's pretty tight. Okay. So that's tight. That one's tight. Now we just got to land our 3 wires over here on the Wago. Center it down. So now we gotta do is tighten up our Torx bolt on the back. To wedge her in. There we go. Let's get our cap back on. So you can see a few of the trials and tribulations I had getting this guy updated. This was not easy. Not as easy as I wanted, and what this is also teaching me is there's a few things here I want to change on this guy before I ship it off to you all. So this is why we install these things and why I want to get a bunch more installed as soon as I can, just so I can keep testing out different things and kind of getting a feel for what the install process is like and how we can make that easier. So as always, keep following, keep subscribing. We have a ton of things coming up. We do have some neat things coming up here really soon that we want to share with you and get the ball rolling on when you can expect to be able to purchase these guys and what that looks like for the rest of the year. So you'll want to keep following, head over to our website. You can check out different things there, and I will see you guys in the next video.